another episode of Weeby Reptiles. Today's episode is going to be a quick one about proper enclosure for your bearded dragon. This is probably something I should have done a while ago. This is a quick setup. This is how you want your bearded dragon set up to start. Now, of course, you're not always going to have your critter condos accessible to you, or if you're able to build them yourself, that'd be great. That's what I do. These right here, I built all myself. But one thing is you got to make sure that you have for proper care for your dragon. There's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of different information on the internet that's not always correct. So I'm going to try to help you guys out now and give you the correct information. Now, for your dragons, you need to have a good size enclosure. When we're talking about babies, well, you don't want to start something too big because it could, in a sense, scare them. So large enclosures cause babies to not eat as much because they're afraid of their enclosure surroundings. It's pretty large. I want you to take notice how that top number is dropping dramatically. And those top numbers right there is the humidity inside this enclosure at the moment. The reason why it's dropping so much is because that's the humidity you want for your animals. Bearded dragons require humidity to be between 20 and 30%, nothing higher than 35, or you have the chance of giving them an upper respiratory infection, typically known as a URI. URI stands for upper respiratory infection. Symptoms and things to look for upper respiratory infections: if your dragon starts to cough. It sounds silly, but yes, your dragon will make a coughing sound. It will sound like like it's trying to get something clear out of its throat. When that occurs, you do want to take your dragon to the vet. You can try to treat it yourself. I personally would not suggest it unless you are a completely experienced person with dragons and you know how to medicate them properly and do everything correctly. Now, I also want you to notice how that temperature is going up as well. The bottom number is a temperature. For a proper enclosure, typical bearded dragons need high temperatures to properly process food. So they need at least 110 to 115 degrees for their basking temperature. Now, the surface of their basking should be at least 110, 115. Now, right here is showing this is only being 90 because there's no decorations in here. If there was a log like that, like Junior has, it would be a little higher and it would be closer to this basking bulb. And the closer you get to the bulb, let me show you, the higher the temperatures will get. See how that second number on the back started going up higher and higher? The closer you get to your light, the higher the temperatures will raise. Okay? So, when you're asking what wattage do I use, the wattage to your bulb for basking will depend on the size of your enclosure and the type of enclosure you're going to be using. Open screen enclosures like your Zoomeds or your Zillas that have screen tops will require a higher wattage bulb because they need more to get hotter. In other words, the temperatures inside that glass tank are not going to stay sustained because it has a screen top. So the heat is escaping. So no longer is the temperature staying there. See how the temperature keeps rising? Because there's nothing but two air vents and that's allowing air to escape from here. Now, it is getting airflow in here, but it's also allowing the temperatures in here to rise and stay up. See, as you can see, my girls over here, their basking temperatures are off. Their basking lights are off early because of this material, they can still stay warm all day long. Well, the lights are about to go off in about an hour, so that's the reason why it's probably cooler down now. And those are typically what happens in nature. That's something that people don't understand, that you don't want your dragons or your animals to go into complete darkness within 1 second. It's got to gradually reduce itself. I'm getting off topic. Let me start back up. Okay. For a proper care for a bearded dragon, again, this is a proper enclosure. This is 3 feet by 2 feet by 18 inches tall. So the inside of the enclosure is 23.5 by 16.5 inches tall and 34 and 3/4 inches wide inside the enclosure, the ground area. Now, you want to use a ceramic fixture if you're using these enclosures. You're going to need a ceramic fixture because your temperatures are going to get real hot and they're going to stay hot. And if you use a plastic fixture or anything like that, it's just going to melt and destroy and it's worthless. You're going to need a 2-foot fixture 2 foot is what I use because this is the size enclosure I use. It doesn't matter. You can use an 18-inch, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot. I don't care. But you want to use fluorescent fixtures. You want to use fluorescent bulbs for your UVB. Now you can use your mercury vapor bulbs, which are great. But personally, I don't like them because they only direct UVB to one spot in the tank, wherever that light is aiming. Now with a UV bulb fixture, or I'm sorry, a bulb, long fluorescent bulb, you're able to expand how much UV is being exposed to the entire enclosure. So right now, with this being starting from the back, it's going from the back to the front of the enclosure, the UV bulb is going to expose all this UV from front to back. So when they're over here basking, see how it still keeps rising? It's going below 35. As they're basking, see how it's close to the basking bulb? You got your bulb here and your UV here. As it's getting, the reason why you want them close is they're going to be basking a lot. So if they're going to be basking, you want them to also be getting some of the UV at the same time. Proper UVB, your choice. Like I said, you could use the mercury vapor bulbs. They are a good source of UVB. I personally don't use them because they don't carry enough space. I only suggest and request that you use either well, my favorite is a Repti-Sun 10.0 fluorescent UVB. And they also have Arcadias. Arcadias are really great, but they're not easy to get here in the States. They're typically over in the UK, but they are great bulbs. So, also, this meter, as you see right here, you can get these at Walmart. Don't go and buy those little Zoom Ed $1.99 or $4.99 or even $10 little needle readers. They have a little needle on them and they tell you high or low, whatever. Those are not accurate and they're not worth it. For $10, you spend another $1 and you get this at Walmart for $11. This is in their outdoor thermostats section and stuff like that. It's $11. And it comes with a probe that I plug in here on the side. And the probe, basically, what you want to do is you want to set this on your cool side, and then your probe you're going to put on your basking. So that way you have control of the temperatures over here under your basking, and you have the temperatures over here on your cool side. So you have an understanding of how everything is working inside your enclosure at all times. I personally do not waste my money on buying reptile bulbs, reptile basking bulbs, because all they're doing is producing heat. This 45 watt Sylvania indoor floodlight that is used for your home does the same exact thing. It produces heat. If you purchase the indoor floodlights, as you can see, they have that same coating on the back to direct the light into one direction where your basking is. This piece right here, this is hot. Not hot, but this is hot. You know, it's 97 degrees. So you don't need a reptile $12 bulb when you can buy one of these. I buy these 6-pack for $16. Comes out to like $2-3 a bulb. And these come with a 2-year replacement plan. So if something happens, stick it back in the box, bring it back to Lowe's, and they'll replace it within 2 years. These fixtures, Walmart, $9, $8.99. Why buy a $15 reptile fixture when you can buy a $9 one from Walmart? Now, decorations are up to you, however you want to decor. I personally love the logs because the logs allow them to hide underneath and bask on top. So it's a good source for two things. Decorations, again, is your option. You don't have to do what I do. I personally use only tile. I don't use any substrate. I've already said this before and I'll keep saying it. I have no problem saying it. Do not use any type of substrate for your bearded dragon. No sand, no coconut husk, no nothing. Please do not ask me what type of substrates to use because none are safe. If you ask me, why is my pet store telling me this, or why is my pet store offering it to me? Because your pet store is trying to make a dollar. They're not going to tell you not to buy their product. They're going to encourage you to purchase their product so they can make money. Businesses are in it for making money. They're not in it to save your animal. They're not in it to make you a happy pet owner. They're in it to make a turnaround purchase. If you buy that sand, you'll have to turn around and buy another bag on the following week. And again on the following week. And you will continue having to do that because dirty sand causes bacteria. Dirty sand will get your animal sick, so you'll have to replace it all the time. Me, I buy tile. Stays clean always. And if it doesn't get clean, I take the tile out, scrub it, clean it, And guess what? It's clean again. And guess how much money I spent on cleaning my substrate? Maybe 30 cents on water and maybe 10 cents on soap. What did you guys spend? Another $10 for another bag of sand, just so you can put your animal in a dirty litter box. No substrates. Do not ask me again. I'm telling you always, no substrates. Positive things about using tile. Texture tile comes almost kind of like a sandpaper grit. It will help file your animal's nails down, so you don't have to worry about clipping them. The more they walk on here, the more they'll file their nails down, so their nails won't be as tough and as hard, and it won't hurt you. Another benefit, when it comes to cleaning, you could take out the substrate and put it right back in once you're done. You use bigger pieces, and you can cover the entire enclosure with just a few pieces. There are just too many benefits to keeping the dragons on tile than sand or coconut husk, okay? People say all the time, oh, my animal's done fine with coconut husk, it's done fine with sand, it's been there all its life. Are you waiting for the day that he dies from it to take it out? Because by that time he's dead, and you can't do nothing about it. So why don't you prevent it now and keep it out of your tank? There has been proven facts, autopsies done on many numerous dragons, that sand does and will cause impactions. Take it out your tanks. Think about the safety of your animal and not how you think that pretty little sand looks inside that pretty tank. I'm going to say it one more time. No sand substrates whatsoever. Tile is all you want. Okay? This is 10 cents. This is a piece of tile for 20 to 30 cents. And you'll never have to replace this. Why do you want to spend your money on dirty sand? Why do you want to take your bearded dragon out and have to dust him off of all the dirty sand? Why do you want to have to bathe your dragon? Why do you want to have to wait for him to shed that color sand that he's now dyed in? Your pretty, gorgeous, citrus, beautiful color that is natural in your animal is now purple or red or green or whatever color sand you decided to put your animal on. Why would you take that natural beauty and destroy it? Keep your animals clean. Keep your animals healthy. Stay off sand. That's my opinion on sand. I'll leave it alone. Now, again, this is like I do. My 45 watt inside bulbs. Now, if you're going to use, like I said, a screen mesh, or you're going to use something that, you know, doesn't have an enclosure like so where it's completely sealed up, you have a screen top that has airflow, you're going to want to use a higher wattage. 65, 75 watt bulbs might be better. Again, the distance between your bulb and your basking space will change the temperature. So if your bulb isn't producing enough heat and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Whatever you're giving your dragon to bask on, just raise it closer to the bulb. The more you raise it, the higher and quicker the temperatures will change. I'll hold this for a second. You'll see that 6 is going to jump to a 0, and it's going to be 101 in no time. I mean, it's about distance. Like I said, the distance between a bulb and the basking surface will generate how much temperature is going to be there. It should be getting a little hotter, but I have the door open as well, and that's because this door is open. If this door was closed, it would be a lot hotter in there. But you can see it raises. So, again, decorations are great. I personally do suggest them. It gives them something to, you know, lay on, play on, and feel like at home. Feel happy. I do also kitty beds, because my girls are so dang spoiled. They love their kitty beds. So these you can do. They're like $5 to $10 at Walmart. They're washable, so if you guys are freaking out about, oh, what if he poops on it? Stick it in the washing machine. Don't worry. It's okay. They'll be fine. So, you know, you can do stuff like that. Branches, hides. You know, it's up to you. It's your discretion on that. How you feel you want your dragon to run around and mope and, you know, and feel at home. You guys get to see my baby boy, Junior. Hey, Junior. Hey, my baby boy. Oh, yeah. He's a gorgeous guy. Look at those insane yellows under his beard. Yeah, look at the fat boy. Oh, you want to go? Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, he's got some beautiful blues. Oh, this is going back into my beardies. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, girls. So you get a little poop when you come home from work? You got to clean it up. But if you clean it up, it stays clean. Hey, Mimi. Hi, baby girl. See how it's hot in there? And the light's been off for a few hours. And that's because also I have a reptile room which keeps the entire room nice and hot. So that also helps kind of regulate their temperatures to stay. But as you can see, that humidity on top, it's already dropped down to 27. This is a proper humidity. This will prevent your upper respiratory infections. Also, proper airflow would do that as well. You can see the back of my enclosures have a good gap in between them so that there is airflow behind those vents. Also keep the fan running in here so that's where there's circulation of air and it's not a still, stagnant air. But that's what you want. You want a good 20 to 30% humidity, 110 to 115. Babies 100 degrees, 110 to 115 for adults and juveniles. And yeah, that's basically it. You decorate, you give them good enclosure, good housing, and everybody will be happy. Again, I'm sorry guys for getting a little aggressive about the sand, but it's kind of important to me that you guys understand the dangers of sand and substrates. It's just not safe. These guys, I know I'm not the owner of your animal, but I still have a responsibility to plead to you guys and ask you to please take what I'm saying and understand that you don't want your dragons to die from substrates and sand, and it will happen. It's a very, very strong possibility. Why take that chance, you know? I'm sure that you guys love your animals just as much as I do, and you don't want to hurt them. So let's just avoid all that and get some beautiful tile work. I mean, Junior would not look as gorgeous if he does if he had a bunch of sand wrapped around him. He would look ugly. He would look crazy. But he doesn't. He looks beautiful. Let's see if we can get him to eat that little beetle right there. Is he going to eat it? Come on, buddy. Oh, come on. But, yeah, that's the video. I guess I dragged it on a little longer than I should have. But I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments. I don't say this enough, but it would help, guys, if you would share my videos as much with your friends that are also reptile people that are trying to also learn the hobby and, you know, also try to get as much information as they can that's positive, so that way they're getting, you know, good information and we're all taking care of our animals properly. So, you know, watch this. Now that's going to be a response. Wham! That's my girl, Aurora. She'll eat anything that moves. But yeah, guys, please share my videos, at least the informative ones. You know, the reason I do this, and I want you guys to remember and understand this, I am not a breeder, okay? I breed my animals, yes, but I'm not a breeder. I'm a collector, and I am a caretaker of reptiles. I specialize in bearded dragons because that is my passion. These guys are everything to me. I do deal with all kinds of reptiles, but when it comes to my fulfillment and my passion, these guys are my world. So I'll do anything it takes. I'm always available. You need me, just ask. And please share as much as possible, because healthy beardies is the reason why I do this. I'm not getting paid to give you advice. I'm not getting any kind of, you know, commodity for this or anything. All I'm asking for you guys to do is try to follow a little of my tips and better your animals' lives. That's all this is about. You know, I'm not making nothing off of this. All I'm hoping is great friends and amazing healthy animals. That's all this is about, you know? So try to join with me and work on helping everybody and everything and getting everybody on top of just the proper care and the proper love we need for our animals. Alright guys, I'm sorry again I go on my rants. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave your comments and concerns. You can always reach me on Facebook. Have a great one.